right, let's do a quick preview of Premier League matches or big matches coming out this weekend. League football is back finally, guys.
Amorim.
Amorim.
3-4-3.
Amorim.
Orishisha.
Did you see the training videos?
Hey, come on, speed up. Move.
I saw the training videos. Man United fans roots.
He didn't come to joke.
They ejaculated.
All the chronolistas. If you cannot run, come on, get out.
Telling he will stop the clock and say, no, start the attack again. It's too slow.
It's too slow.
That's right.
What are you talking about?
Ruby
Amorim. He did rim everybody. He did rim everybody.
We will see that first time for Ruby Amorim is in action on a massive Sunday game. That's what you can expect to see Man United. And what a game. Away to Ipswich.
No. If there has ever been
an easier start
or a manager bound, acting, this is what
this is it.
It is what it is. Look, I don't trust this group of Manchester United players. Some of them, especially those English elements in the team.
But we will all be watching. We want to see the signs of. Or do you think that maybe this one he'll be trying to give some of them benefits of the doubt, especially the ones who didn't go for international break?
He just had 3 days training.
So I suspect the ones who didn't go for the international break.
My only advice to Amorim, which I've personally told him.
Wait, you called him?
Definitely. I can show you his number.
Okay. No, it's okay.
Are you part of us?
Please, it's okay. I don't have anything to say.
Yes. My only advice to him, don't move away from what you believe in.
What has got him this job?
It's as simple as that. That was Eric Ten Hag's
Stay true to yourself.
Biggest
mistake
problem. When he lost those 2 first games and he felt that he needed to bend. The bend will get them to play. There are times where when you're playing for teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester, it's not about you, the player, being comfortable. It's about you fitting in the system and making sure the system works. Because the next moment, that player, you are out of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So if the team is built around you, look at somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo. He was not only excellent at Real Madrid, but he fit in the system.
Yeah.
So he could leave the team, and the next moment they were winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
Because it was the system at work.
A very good example.
Yes.
Yeah. A very good example to demonstrate when Conte first came to Chelsea, he was playing the system the players were used to.
And you know that? No.
They were losing. The moment he switched to his system,
the back three.
Either you fit in
or you get out.
It happened at halftime of the Arsenal game.
Yes.
They were 3-0 down.
They were 3-0 down.
When he made the switch, that was it.
Victor Moses all of a sudden became the most efficient wing back, right wing back.
Suddenly, Alonso became a good player.
Yeah. Alonso became a good player. Yeah. And the system were in the one. So my only advice to Amorim, stick to what you believe in. Whoever fails to fit into that system,
get them out.
United is the bigger picture. Get them out. Because at the end of the day, when you dance to the tunes of these boys, the moment you attempt to get them away from their comfort zone, they will start sabotaging you. And that will be your end. And I'm happy from the clips I have watched, the conversation I've had with him. He told me boldly, Coach, it's a 3-4-3.
Quick.
If you cannot fit, you
out.
get out.
Vamos.
You get out. I don't care if he plays the 3-4-3 and United gets walloped against Ipswich.
You don't care?
I don't care. I'll be in the position to say that once Ineos get him his players that fit into that system, the team will be successful.
Wow.
I don't expect it to be a very smooth ride. No. Because that is one system that is so difficult to play. So you need time to get the players to perfect and understand. The one thing that is cool is that if you look at the spine of the team, I think he's got players in that team that can play in the back three. I think he's got players in that team that can play in that 2 central pivot role. And the wingers he tend to use behind the main striker, I think he's got those. My only problem is that in the system, he tend to use wingers as wing backs. That he could do in the Portuguese league because of the lack of pace in that league. But I was talking to Sicho earlier on that if I don't get my suited wingers as wing backs, I will stick to fullbacks as wing back. It may not be the same, but it is practically the same 3-4-3.
Yeah.
But this time around, you have fullbacks who are playing as wing backs
Very
who
high up.
can defend very well. And I think in 90 minutes, they will create chances for whoever is playing up front. But one thing that makes it even more be the fact that if you use that, then you are bringing two wingers in behind the main striker, or you are bringing a Bruno Fernandes and one of the winger who I think between Ahmad and Garnacho can interchange.
Garnacho.
You understand? The
Garnacho.
Yes, they can interchange. As for Rashford, he should go and sit there. I've been hearing the English people trying to forcefully get him into the team. He cannot fit into this.
But I'll play Rashford as the number 9 in Amorim's system.
No, I would rather prefer
Because
Rashford in that number, because that system at times will require somebody who is good with his back to go. If you watch the boy that plays at Sporting, he's not only good running.
it's not rather that he moves across the front line freely, but predominantly stretching the back line for those wingers who play
And then
behind
two,
him to run into. And also
Basically,
making
he
the
has
run.
to occupy them.
Yes, he has to occupy it.
I don't think it's necessarily occupying them.
You don't think
Okay,
Rashford
anyway,
has
but-
that
I don't
discipline?
think, you see, Rashford is so indisciplined. He cannot press well. Rashford is not going to change his mindset on pressing. When he loses the ball, then he's walking. He will not change.
Does Amorim's team really press?
Yes, they do. When they lose the ball in certain position, they clearly want to go and win it back.
Mm.
When they don't win it back, the recovery is so... You watch that game against Man City. Anytime they attempted winning the ball and they were unsuccessful, look at the seconds with which it took them.
Is the press high or mid?
What
You
he's
see,
talking
they play a
about,
high line.
it's not necessarily even about the press.
Press.
When they lose it and they have to recover,
You see, they attempt to win
you
it
can't
back.
trust
Rashford to do that.
You walk about.
So I don't think Amorim's team is like I think that they are more aggressive in the mid. Even when they lose the ball high up the pitch, they are not as aggressive to recover it high up the pitch. They are cautious of the space they leave in because of the system. So when they lose the ball high up the pitch, they get back in shape.
You see,
And when they get
that
back in
is
shape,
why-
they are not going too deep.
Yeah,
They're getting back in shape to pounce.
Yeah, so that is why the
It's not like it's not like clubs or clubs Liverpool or Pep's City where when they lose the ball, maybe on the left hand side of attack, they are squeezing the left hand side of attack
No,
to press.
you see, what he does, an attempt, the key point is that an attempt is made to win the ball back. But the moment they are unsuccessful, his team's strength is based on their recovery time.
Yeah.
Because if we attempt, and they will lose it, and the ball were to bypass them into a certain area, because the two holding midfielders are most often just in the middle, there's a cover. But the rest, especially those wing backs, the rest are able. You saw the Man City game. One moment, there were 3 at the back. When they lose the ball, they could 5 at the back. And then the 2 guys in the middle made it 7. I think that any player, Rashford will be the first casualty.
Fair enough.
Unless he changes his complete...
Dramatic
There is complete
orientation.
orientation about him. So as for Ipswich, they should be
So,
ready.
coach, okay. Achu, Ipswich,
Oh,
Man
a
United.
cool 3-0 win. A cool
you just
win.
say you don't care. 3-4-3, even with the defeat, it's okay with
But
you.
after all that, a cool 3-0.
I think Man United will win. Even if Van Nistelrooy was coaching with the 4-2-3-1, I still think they would have
United
won.
were going to.
Shazam.
Yeah.
All right.
Same, United win.
United
United
win.
win.
Let's go
For me,
to
the game
You
to
want-
look forward to in England is
City Spurs.
no, is a Brighton Bournemouth game, especially for the investors. Traditionally, a very high scoring game.
Yeah.
The home team always wins.
wins.
AFC Bournemouth, minimum of 3 goals.
Bournemouth to win.
Yeah, minimum
Over
of,
3.5 or over 2.5.
Over
that means at
2.5.
least there,
But
there'll be
Bournemouth
3
Bournemouth
goals.
Bournemouth
three,
is on
so-
fine form, eh?
Yeah, that means at least there'll be 3 goals in the
Over
game.
3.
It
So
could be
over
2-1.
2.5.
That's your prediction.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I wasn't aware of the stats that he just dropped about the home team always winning. So I think that Brighton score a lot of goals. Bournemouth score goals as well. So yeah, I agree with the 2.5 over
Yeah.
2.5. Yeah.
Bournemouth, I've been very impressed with Hessler and his team.
Brighton.
They are so the victory against Man City in particular. You could just see that Man City were suffering up until that.
Especially when
Oh
that
my
Cameroonian
God.
boy.
And they are
Cameroonian boy-
fearless.
Yeah, especially when that Cameroonian boy was introduced.
Yeah, to the
midfield.
Oh,
Charlie.
God.
But that kid is fetching north of 70 million in a year.
Look, if he stays fit,
Yeah. Even our own Semenyo,
Yes.
they couldn't deal with him. Oh.
yes, Man City couldn't do
Right,
it.
He had
now,
some-
right now, people are talking about two different games. You are talking about the Bournemouth game.
Against
And he's
City.
talking
I'm talking
about
about the
the
Brighton
Brighton
against
game.
City.
Okay, no. I was talking about
Both teams won against City.
Yeah, both
Against
teams.
one.
I was referring to Bournemouth.
That was their back-to-back
Yeah.
defeat that
Yeah.
City suffered.
What about our early kickoff on Saturday? Leicester are home to Chelsea.
I expect Chelsea.
No, I think Chelsea are going to win.
Chelsea will win
Um,
this.
Chelsea are going to win. I think so.
Easy.
Yeah, I expect them
Uh,
3-0. Cool.
Our good friend is hosting Nottingham Forest.
Oh, but sorry for
Arteta.
Fatal. Sorry for Fatal Isahaku.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out for the rest of the season. It's a shame.
It's a shame,
news.
but
It's a shame.
I mean, he caused it upon
Awful
himself.
news. Please, coach, we wish him all.
Yeah, no, it's a very bad
Yes.
news, but he's supposed he was to
It's
learn
okay,
on the
coach.
matter.
It's okay. It's okay.
You cannot be this
Coach,
stupid
it's okay.
because of Keto Kreku. We all saw that he had gotten injured.
And he
They
plays
should have
very
taken him out.
quick.
They've destroyed 6-9 man. What sort of nonsense is that?
Because apparently that's what the medics also said.
Yes.
When they saw the first one,
They wanted to take him
their
out.
instinct was that let's take the precaution and take him on. And he persisted.
He persisted. That was an act.
In the end, what turned out
Especially
to
in
be a
a
point.
game-
As
in a
if
game
that we are going to qualify.
We can only wish him
Fatal,
speedy
we wish
recovery.
you speedy
Yeah, speedy recovery. I mean, it
A
hurts
lot of
because
these boys, they watch
was
this
doing
podcast.
so well
I know.
at club
so
level.
I'm using this opportunity.
No,
to
they
wish
watched and they know what we are talking. I mean, we are honest. So yeah, it's a shame, but sorry.
Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest.
Big game.
Nuno Espirito Santo
the bearded
to
Espirito
the
Santo.
Emirates.
Bearded genius.
You see, that man, he's a good tactician
It's very good.
because of the coaches he played under. See, he was one
Jose.
of Jose's very trusted lieutenant at the time. When he has his grip on players, and when he was at Spurs, Spurs was not ready to accept his type of football. So he was forced to do something that he's not used to.
I think the club overwhelmed him a bit.
Exactly. They will not accept that very compact defensive counter-attack.
But he was great at Wolves before Spurs.
But what we've seen them do, what we've seen him do with what? Nottingham. Don't forget, they beat Liverpool at Anfield. They are the
Yeah.
only team to have beaten Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah.
They didn't lose to Chelsea.
Chelsea
at
at
the
Stamford
Bridge.
Bridge. That game, wow. Their keeper had a man of the match.
There you go. And for me, those two games has given them the belief that they can go anywhere and play. If you're an Arsenal, what you don't want to do is to further lose ground on
They're
the
9 points behind
pace setting.
already.
They're already 9 points already.
The
I
last
think
4 matches,
Yes.
no victory.
no victory,
2 defeats, 2 draws.
2 draws.
Arsenal.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
If they don't beat Nottingham Forest, the title is
But can they?
I still believe the title is 80% gone.
Oh yeah, it's got me for
For
100%.
Arsenal.
Yes.
It's
I
out
think-
of
I didn't-
already.
I
They're
didn't
only
think-
11 games into
I
the
didn't
season.
think they were
You
going
know
to win.
what
And,
they need
and
to
right
do?
now,
to bring themselves back, they need to beat Liverpool and beat Man City.
Man, I don't see it.
That's the only thing that
And
will
not
bring them
not drop points.
back. And not drop points
and
further.
hope that those teams drop
I
points.
hope that those things.
Wow.
So
But look,
it's a bit.
I think Arsenal are going to win, even though I think Nottingham Forest are playing well. And that is only because Mikel Arteta had a lot of his important players staying during the break.
Yeah.
So Saka has
Saka
stayed. He's
didn't
rested. I
go.
think he's fitter.
Or the guy.
Odegaard,
It's
they,
bad.
they allowed him to stay. The Norway team allowed him to stay with us because he just got back from injury. Ghana didn't call Thomas Partey. So
Partey has rested.
Partey has rested. And it's a crucial part of the team. Jorginho has rested, even though he won't play a
Rice
lot.
didn't go.
Declan Rice didn't go. Declan Rice is there.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Arsenal players look like they would.
They're fresh.
Ben White doesn't go anyway because that's the problem
No,
with
but I think he's
with-
injured.
he's injured.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, they confirmed he's injured, so he's not there. So I think a lot of his important players are
Stayed
all
on.
rested, and even those who traveled, they didn't have
Like
burden minutes on them. The only player who came out injured was Trossard for Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I think that
They
Arsenal
lost
look like
surprisingly to Israel. I was like, what's
no
wrong?
the Belgium team is just gone down. The golden generation is gone.
The 2 teams are level on points, by the way.
Yeah.
Forest and Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think this is a weekend that Arsenal's
Resurgence.
no, I know they are not going to win it, but this is the weekend it gets confirmed because I was just looking at the numbers before Nuno's arrival. They actually have a pretty good record against Arsenal. They've won 3 of the last 7 matches against Arsenal, and you will not believe it
Wow.
because you would assume that if it's Nottingham Forest, Arsenal would beat them. Now there is a method to the madness. They are coached in a very specific, very clear way. that
Chris
they
Wood is
operate.
banging.
And you see, Arsenal may have a lot of their key actors,
Player of the man,
Rested.
coach of the man.
but Nottingham Forest aren't particularly a high-octane team.
No.
So,
Pragmatic.
yeah, the energy is important, but they are more calculated than energetic. And I still don't see Arsenal. You see, the problem with this Arsenal team is they don't seem to know how to attack. Everything has to go through the right side.
Odegaard's return changed
But
that.
you saw
Probably
Odegaard against Chelsea.
Yeah, because
Probably too early.
he didn't look like he needed time to settle in
You
at
see,
all
because
against Chelsea.
Chelsea
He
have
was Arsenal's best
Chelsea
player
are
that
far
game.
more open than Nottingham
Nottingham would
Forest. In a game like that, it's easier. The momentum carries him. The
Exactly.
spaces are there.
To exploit.
Against Nottingham Forest, he has to create the spaces. Someone has to move, drag someone out of position. This season, Arsenal have struggled to do that. Everything has to go through that right side with Bukayo Saka. Often they give him the ball and expect him to run for 30 yards and create something on that side. Yes, there is Odegaard, but I think this game has come a bit too early for Odegaard and for Arsenal themselves because this is one team that is not going to. They are not interested in playing
wait, you don't
football.
see Arsenal winning this
I don't
game?
see Arsenal winning.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's talk about 2 more matches. Southampton against Liverpool.
No. Oh, Slot.
No match.
But you-
Slot.
but-
From home.
Slot.
Liverpool are the best team in England at the moment.
And his slot is going to slaughter Southampton.
No, but
That's a good
I
one.
like. So people still ask me what the difference is between Slots and Klopp. Now, in the last 5 games, I've deliberately paid attention to it. It's not only about the tempo at which they play. It's
the
about
tempo is a significant change.
yeah, it is, and that is very noticeable. So everybody sees the
Yeah.
tempo, but there's something else to it. Whereas under Jurgen Klopp, his fullbacks were part of the attackers, and his midfield would cover for the fullbacks. Under Slots, only one fullback can attack, and the other one stays to make it the back 3 of some
At
sort
any given time.
at any given time. And his midfielders are a lot more closer to attack.
Yes.
So you see Gravenberg, even though he's the deepest midfielder, on the edge of the box when they attack, and McAllister, Szoboszlai when he plays, or Curtis Jones. So you see them getting into those positions. So Klopp's game was centered around his fullbacks in attacking positions to keep Mane and Salah narrow. So you see that Robertson's numbers were so high in attack. Trent's numbers, now their numbers have suffered because he's changed the shape of attacking control for the team. Whereas Klopp would have gone with a lot of the attack going down the wing, the fullbacks, half flying wing backs or fullbacks. Slots allows his midfield 3 to join in the front 3 and ask only one of those fullbacks to go. So you've seen Trent defending a lot more to allow Tsimikas or Robertson go, or you've seen Tsimikas stay or Robertson stay to allow Trent go. And Trent is not necessarily hugging the line as he would have done under Klopp.
No.
So the team has
And
a
he's
bit
actually
more.
better defensively now.
He's defending in defensive scenarios more. That is why you see them being a lot more of a control team because
Not conceding too
they are
many goals and
midfielders.
all that.
And in football, really, positions that are at risk of losing the ball more are the wide players because one, you'd have to cross and the defender would clear.
Mhm.
You'd have to dribble and the dribble might not go.
Mhm.
But when the midfielder has the ball, they can play
Enough
amongst
space.
themselves. They have
Mhm.
bodies. It's 360 for every midfielder. So Liverpool's control stems from the fact that Slot's attack is more centered through the midfield. And when he gets to the final third, he finds his wingers who gets the ball into the box. And that is another difference. And that is why Liverpool's defense, again, looks a bit more steady or steadier than otherwise the space they would have afforded other teams against Klopp. And I think it's smart. And in every game, his in-game coaching and management is
It's been
brilliant.
super.
The way he's able to alternate. At times, McAllister is doing the DM job. At times, Curtis Jones can do it. And that is why I think Szoboszlai will lose his place. Because between McAllister, Gravenberg, and Jones, anybody can pick any position in the midfield 3.
Mhm.
They are more versatile in the midfield 3 than when Szoboszlai plays. When Szoboszlai
He's
plays,
about the only specialist. And he
Uh-huh.
doesn't produce a lot.
when Szoboszlai plays, his role can only be in the number 10, 8-ish.
Yeah.
But McAllister can do a 6. Jones can do a 6. Gravenberg can do a so. Their rotation in the midfield causes confusion for teams. And Mo Salah's, his clinical edge this season, whether it's we being it with assists or being it with the goals, is taking Liverpool to another level. So yeah,
he's mightily
Slot is
efficient.
working massively
Interesting.
well.
So very nice breakdown of the difference between Klopp's Liverpool and Arne Slot's Liverpool. The
and
biggest
this not
game.
to say club sound. The club. My brother, come and tell me that I'm saying that club
Don't
sound.
mind,
I'm only saying difference. I beg. See, the best brand of football in the English Premier League has been Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool in the last 10 years. No team has impressed me in terms of watching their game and jumping and shouting than Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. But if you say some way.
The biggest game on paper in the Premier League this weekend is Tottenham Hotspur against Man City.
You see, you can't trust Spurs. But I still do believe that I don't know the shape of Man City as we speak. I don't know whether those
In terms of
injured
injuries,
players,
you mean?
those injured players are back. But City will have to find a way of winning.
They have to win. They don't have a choice.
They've lost their last
a lot
two
of ground.
games.
Last
This
four,
first
if
team-
you extend it to other
Yeah,
You've
competitions.
forgotten
Yeah.
4 matches
In
in a
Champions
row
League,
in all competitions.
competitions.
And Spurs beat them the last time they met them.
Carabao Cup,
The
yeah.
Carabao Cup. One thing I don't like about the Spurs manager is the fact that his non-pragmatic approach to game is not.
Ange
Yeah.
Postecoglou.
There are times where you need to be very pragmatic. Respect the quality ahead of you and adjust as and when needed. But he will go in one way.
High up the
No,
pitch.
you cannot do that against quality opposition. A position
It's
that has
naive
got
at times.
enough technical players to bypass or withstand that high octane pressing game. So because of that, and what Man City finds themselves in, or what they are going through, is at the Etihad. Those guys are hurting. The manager just renewed his contract. That could have been one of the reasons why some of the players were not sure of whether he will stay.
Now
or he
he's
will
there,
leave.
so they have
Now
to fight.
he's there. And we all know his standard. I expect Spurs to suffer. They will suffer for this.
Where's that game being played? At the Spurs Stadium.
No, at the Etihad.
At Etihad.
No, it's at the Etihad. It's at the Etihad.
Etihad,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Etihad,
My only
Etihad,
concern
yeah.
is
Etihad.
the
It's at the
Yeah,
Etihad.
City are hosting
Etihad,
the game.
yeah.
my only concern is the injury list for City. I suspect a lot of these are lies.
If they are not
from
back.
Pep. I no Pep. Me, I don't believe it. I suspect a lot.
John
but,
Jota.
And what is he saying?
but so he says Matthias Nunes, Manuel Akanji, John Stones, Jack Grealish, Diaz, Doku Rodri, Bob, Oscar Bob. He says
Oscar Bob
all
is injured.
of those
Maybe
guys.
that's
are
the
good.
only person I will
Bob is the
believe.
only one that
No, Bob and Rodri, of course.
Yeah, and
Yes,
Rod-
and
of
Rodri.
course, those are the long term. But the others, I don't trust Pep. Like whatever happens, I think City are beating.
What I
Yeah.
think will happen is a show over 2.5.
Yeah.
I think this will be a chaotic match.
Look, I think Spurs, and Coach said it, I think
The last
Spurs
time
have
they
got,
met at the Etihad was 3-3.
It was
Yeah.
3-3,
I think Spurs have
Last
got
season.
what it takes to beat City, this current City team.
At this moment.
And you wonder if maybe the break has come at a good time for City because they needed to catch a break and regroup.
Yeah.
Something had to change somewhere, and maybe the halt in the slump was the international break. So that could be something Pep works with. But if Spurs can defend a lot better and be a little more pragmatic, like Coach says, on the attack, they've got what it takes to hurt City and the way City are defending. Because on the break, they can be devastating. We know Son Heung-min. I think Solanke is beginning to emerge as a proper number 9 for them. He actually, holds the line well, sticks it into the face of defenders. Johnson is playing at a very high level game.
Yeah.
And to make it even worse for teams, Jehan Kulusevski is no more playing down the flank. He's playing in the middle of the park. So Maddison is suffering for it. But what that means is that they've got a ball carrier when they are counter-attacking. And against this City team, a lot of teams have enjoyed success against them when they counter-attack. So with the pace of Son, with the movement of Solanke, with the ball carrying ability and passing of
The pace of
Kulusevski,
Johnson.
and the pace of Johnson, if they can be a little bit tighter at the back, which has been their problem this season, maybe then they can hurt City. Otherwise,
Especially due to the injury to the dashboard.
Van der Ven,
That is
Dragosin
why
hasn't settled
he
well
has-
alongside
he has to be
Romero. Yeah.
pragmatic Because
Yeah.
when that boy is there and they are playing the high line,
He has
you
the
don't
pace to
worry.
recover
He has
well,
the
yeah.
pace to recover.
Yeah, so I think that is what my give. So I'm not saying Spurs are going to win. I'm saying that if they can defend well, they've got what it takes to hurt City. But in the end, I think City will find a way because they desperately
Every
need to.
season
Fair
that City have made one of those monstrous comebacks, there's always that game that alerts everyone and says, "Yeah, they are back."
Yeah.
And it's often not a streak. It is just a game that alerts everyone, and then true to it, they just kick on and start pounding teams away.
Yeah.
There is not going to be a better time for City than this one. If you listen to the psychology of the team, right? So, and it reflects in the way they are talking. So when Rodri gave that interview, when Ruben Diaz, he said, it is very good that you people are doubt us. I think Liverpool will be able to get it over the line, but City will push them close. And I think this is the weekend. If they drop points this weekend, that's it.
Fair enough. I want to take you outside England and talk about one match, AC Milan against Juventus this weekend. Milan have shown, I don't know what's wrong with them, man. You go to Real Madrid and win 3-1, then you come and give away the lead twice and draw 3-3 against Cagliari. Before that, they lost surprisingly to Napoli at home. Like, the inconsistency is just rather ridiculous. But then they come up against a Juve team that doesn't have a great record at the San Siro.
Yeah, and a Juve team that also are not very consistent, especially even in players.
But they're only 2 points below that.
No, as for the Serie A,
I know. And they are Sito.
Oh.
And they're only 2 points behind the
as for the Serie A, everybody can win from first to like seventh or so.
same.
Everybody, like, that is how close it is. But the problem with and that is the exciting thing about Serie A. The teams that are capable of winning the league are not separated by much consistency. And the team that has the better or the best quality in the league, in my opinion, is going to be Inter Milan.
Of course.
But they've also had their early start, the early starts of the season not necessarily being consistent. So they're in the slump. I think they were in the end going to win the league. But Milan,
I doubt it. I think with Antonio Conte, anything is always possible when it comes to winning the league.
I agree. I think when Conte is in the mix, you can really mount. But I think Inter are just stronger.
Yeah, I agree that on paper, they do have the better team.
But if Conte wins, I won't be surprised. I'm just saying I'm
Conte
tipping them to win.
Just being Conte.
No,
and the things he even did with Inter Milan themselves when they weren't winning.
So the
when he
problem,
took them.
So the problem Conte will face is when he has these minor injuries to key players. So
that's what I was coming to.
If
you look at Conte has literally had everyone available from the beginning.
Yes.
Right.
Inter have not had Barella.
Yeah. Kahanoglu has
They've not
suffered.
had Kahanoglu. They've not had Lautaro Martinez.
Even Stefan de Vrij also suffered.
That is the spine of the team.
That is
Yeah.
it. That is
So
it.
all
That's-
missing no less than a month each.
Yeah.
Still, they've managed to stay. It just goes to show you how good the team
No,
is.
Inter is great.
That no one has been talking about. No, and he's not making excuses.
One day we'll have time to talk about Inter's crazy system and how the manager is able to build up with his midfielders and get his defenders,
It's
the back
also-
three,
it's
into
also
the
the
middle of the
same-
park and get his fullbacks playing as strikers, and strikers come. It is
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Like, it is complex, and we need the board on that day.
His success is also the reason he is sometimes unattractive to the big clubs.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you rotating with their players in that manner.
What he does to his team is crazy.
Right.
But back on the game, look, the problem that Fonseca is facing is consistency in picking the right team. Because when he seemed to have settled for a team that works, the next game, there's a reason why that team won't work. So there was a spell where he realized that Rafael Leao could be the man. After 2 games, he realized that Rafael Leao is not
Cannot be
working. Then, unfortunately for him, Tijani Rangers gets a terrible red card, which shouldn't have been a red card, misses a couple of games, and he's struggling to find the right partnership in the middle of the park. The one surety he's got in this team, and at the moment, we don't even know who their best striker is, whether it's Morata or it's Tammy Abraham. But the surest player he's got in his side now is Christian Pulisic. He's playing very well. Even at the back, we don't know if Pavlovic or Fikayo Tomori is the right partnership. We just don't know. Or Malik Thiaw is the right partner. We just don't know. And so he keeps chopping and changing the team, which doesn't bring massive telepathy to them. For Mota, though, he knows his team, but he's suffering from some injury. I thought Gonzalez's injury has hurt them. I like Conceição is great, but I think Gonzalez starting and he coming off the bench to bring energy is brilliant. We are going into a game where I think we're not going to see more than 3 goals in this game. It's going to be a very low scoring game. When Juve score, they score plenty, but when they don't score, they don't even score at all. And I think that it's one of the games that could easily end in a draw for me.
So
this
under
game between
2.5.
I think so, and I think it could very easily end in a draw. But it's going to be a captivating game to see.
All right, interesting.
He's just trying to garnish the thing. He doesn't know what he's doing, Fonseca. You cannot tell me that in your first 11 weeks, we haven't seen anything close to what the finished Fonseca team will be like, or you even what
They're
because
trying a lot of things.
he's making different combinations in defense. Even in in the same defensive setup, he's making different. We've seen 3 back this season in between games. I'm not talking about trying it for 90 minutes. And then you've seen a back 4. And then there are times when he will attack with one defender being a bit higher. Traditionally, when it's Theo Hernandez, it makes sense. But how the team adjusts in terms of the number of midfielders you use to screen the defense, at least gives you a certain level of comfort that because of this, he sacrificed. There is nothing like that kind of balance. And then every now and then, look, even before the Tijani Reinders red card, how many changes did we not see him make?
Too many.
Before that game?
Too many.
Further up the pitch, it is the guy doesn't know what he's doing.
But can you pick the best Milan team in terms of player form or performance? Because Rafael Leao on any day on paper should be starting.
Yeah.
But there are many games where he started that he looks.
Leao is very.
Even Theo Hernandez.
But you see, the issue is that Sichu, when you are the new manager, you persist with what you believe is the best way of winning until you get it right. When you keep second guessing yourself,
you keep confusing the players.
And you see, the reason the whole Leao nonsense happened was that even when all of those changes were happening around,
the team still was not performing.
You could just tell that everyone knows that in the end, he will circle back to what was existing before, right? And not because of any new ideas that you can punish him. In the end, he will still come and play.
And I think what backfired on him is, managers, and coach, managers who can sometimes drop big players or indispensable players
and get results,
and hoping that they get a reaction from them. It's not like they are freezing you out of the team entirely. They want you to know that even though you are unfortunately for him, Rafael Leao is not that character. You can't force Rafael Leao to play football.
But his biggest problem,
you drop him, you come, he will do the same thing. He walks. And Fonseca is not a manager who tolerates that. Like Stefano Pioli would build up a team to defend well for Leao and Theo Hernandez to attack without attack. So when he's building his, Pioli is building his team, and that is why Pioli is doing well with Al Nassr. Pioli is setting up his team in such a way that Ronaldo doesn't have to do anything. Send the balls to him. And since he got there, he's barely lost a game. Right? He only lost to Al Hilal. Of course, it's Al Hilal. He lose to them. But he sets up his team in a way that his most threatening attacker has the liberty to be able to relax, breathe, and take the ball. So under him, Leao and Theo Hernandez were great. But Fonseca's team is an all-round team. All of us are players. We are all doing the same thing. Unfortunately for him, you won't get that from...
Like anyone has a guaranteed position.
You won't get that from Leao.
He's playing against...
I guess he benched tomorrow.
He's playing against someone who's also a new manager, but looks far more settled. There is a lot more clarity to what Mota is doing at Juventus. And this idea that Pavlovic has to, or Thiago, occasionally have to come and chip in the goal. Yeah, it's nice when your defenders are scoring, but it is now, it looks more profound because of the scarcity of the goals for them, right? There is no go-to guy. Pulisic, yeah, but beyond him, your central guys need to get those goals. Take away the goals from set pieces, that Pulisic, and then look at the complexion of the team. Look, for me, this is probably going to be one of those games Juve don't have to sweat.
And they'll win. Okay. Coach, thank you, man.
The scoreline may be close, but...
All right, guys. So I think that's our preview for this weekend. We can't go through all the matches, unfortunately. But you can go to betway.com.gh and then check those matches out. You had the guys' predictions. You had their takes. This video will go up first, and then you can use that to make decisions this weekend. This has been another episode of Mallam Goal Podcast. I'm Fento. This is Coach Christopher Nimley. That's Achuta Maklo, and this is... Oh.
But you do, Coach.
I said this is Achuta Maklo, and this is Sichu. Philip, actually, you collect your fast. This is Christopher, this is Victor, and this is Philip. And I'm Fento. Cheers.